I'm Shane Hofer, CEO of Rocky Mountain Forest Products. Watch how we're changing the industry. Rocky Mountain Forest Products was started by my father in 1974 as a fence company and evolved into a lumber company. By the early 2000s, had kind of started to realize that it had outgrown its current facility and it had one location. The next logical market around here that was sizable enough to support a specialty lumber company was Colorado Springs. So we were looking for some place where we could expand our business without cannibalizing from our existing. Those guys have just a couple little obstacles that a lot of other divisions don't. Particularly the year right before COVID, 2019, and that's when I feel like we really started to see a cultural shift down there, and things really started to feel like, yes, this is an integral part culturally of Rocky Mountain Forest Products. You know, when COVID started, I didn't know how this was going to affect our business, right? Was the economy going to contract? Was spending going to stop on home improvement stuff? Didn't know what the future looked like, and it has ended up being a huge blessing, whatever you want to call it, for the entire home improvement industry, building materials, contractors, even home builders. For months there during lockdown, and even after lockdown, when people just spent more time at home overall, and it might be, well, this is now my office as well, so I need an office, or I'm working out here more. People, they just spent more time there. Everyone's doing fences and decks and redoing kitchen countertops and every type of home improvement project under the sun. So it has been a big boom for our business. It's been a big boom for our contractors. There's so much demand for these products, it's difficult to get them from the manufacturer. They don't have excess supply to give.
I'm Josh Reese, the branch manager of our Fountain location, and in 4 months it'll be 11 years here. I feel like we are just getting started. Our ability to foster relationships within the community, also internally, is what changed the game for us, so to speak. The culture at this location has changed drastically. It's a different atmosphere these days. We do still abide by the same principles that our founder taught me years ago, because I feel those are still extremely important. Really injecting that human element into our business. I look at our staff as extended family and our customers as friends.
You know, one of the key things that makes a company run and go is its culture. And for people to understand what a company believes in, why are they in business, what are they doing? One of our first managers down there, he used to walk around and tell people, I am God. This is my kingdom. You know, there's no arguing with me. I am God in this building. You know, which is like so not what Rocky Mountain is about. So even though we would go down and be like, dude, stop it. Like that's not what you were, even back then, even 20 years ago, that's not the mentality that was up here. That manager did more to set the tone of that location than my dad did, or me, or anyone else that was involved in getting that location up and running. We needed to get people in that were just more at a core level thinking like we were. Our current staff and our manager down there, Josh, very much is on that page. It is extremely difficult to permeate that culture into a location that's basically 100 miles away. And we've tinkered with lots of variations of how we do that over the course of 20 years. But you look at it and you're like, this looks legit these days.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the little, little satellite yard that's sitting on too much land.
Shane, trusting my decision-making skills and pushing me outside of my comfort zone have all attributed to the success of this branch. It's the progressiveness that Shane has spread throughout the locations that really has caught on. When you can be such a vital part, essentially, an extension of one's business or project, you are definitely on to something.
Josh cares about everything. I mean, he cares about the operation, he cares about how the business is doing, but he cares about his people. He's a very empathetic and caring and compassionate person when it comes to other humans, but that translates also to the business. He treats that location like it's his own. He owns it, and he takes great pride in having it be maintained to a level that he's proud of. He's got a personal ownership there. And that's like, I can't teach that. Like, that's an intangible. Either you take that level of ownership or you don't. And Josh takes that ownership.
My colleagues are, like I stated previously, near and dear to me. I guess I'm a bit of a softie in that respect, but I do care greatly about all of them. I guess it makes it easy to do when each and every person we have here truly cares about the betterment of Rocky Mountain as a whole.
And that's a real art as a leader, because sometimes you got to deliver hard news, but you have to take a minute to sit there and think, what's it going to be like if I was in the other seat receiving this hard news? And so I think Josh has gotten better at that aspect of things. So he's developing more loyalty with the people. We've seen a reduction in the turnover down there. You know, people, dramatically so. People aren't coming and going down there like they have under previous managers, or they did when someone like Josh was less experienced.
When you are 100 miles away, unique challenges do present themselves. But having someone who believes in you and trusts you to make the right decision instills great confidence. I remember in December, the first year I started, this whole branch did in profit what some of our new guys now are doing in a month. Here's to the next 20 years.